Hello and welcome to the Outlast Whistleblower DLC. For those who are watching the stream of the main game live, welcome back. Had to actually close Outlast because the game was stuck on a loading screen after having finished the game. So for those who are watching the playthrough of the main game live, welcome back to you to this DLC, and we're going to play this, of course, originally intended to be done in the one stream, but because when you're streaming from your PlayStation, if the game crashes or if you need to close your game down and you're streaming, the stream automatically ends. So it was good though that it actually happened after the main game was finished and not actually beforehand, but it does mean that instead of having one big stream of a decent length, that the main game is about 2 hours and a half, whereas this DLC will probably be an hour, maybe an hour and a half, if that. But yeah, welcome to the DLC for Whistleblower. We're going to go and play through. We're not going to worry about collecting stuff. Maybe we will collect some stuff, but I'm not going to worry about doing an all collectibles run and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, not doing anything special for this DLC either. Hey Dr. Darling, welcome back. Yeah, that was quick. I thought, nah, I won't take a break now. I may as well just keep on going. I can take a break later when I finish this, because it's not that long. If you're not getting everything, if you're not worried about reading stuff, and you've already played it a little bit before, a few times before, then yeah, it doesn't take too long. Not sure if you're still here, James, but I just saw your message pop up after I'd finished the previous stream of the main game. That one, and Superman was like taking no shit from Justice League at that point, but the day before, Joker runs the Batman almost insane. Yeah, I think I've seen the moment where, isn't it that where Superman punches through the Joker's chest or something, and Superman's looking on in horror. I mean, Batman's looking on in horror. Alright, so we're going to play this on normal mode, just like I did with the main game recently.
To wake up, but open your eyes. What's the matter? Somebody hit you? Here, let me help you. Kind of busy here.
It sounds like real trouble. At the engine, they said Hope made a lateral ascension.
What do we hope? They're not happy about it? Shit. Come on.
This email we're seeing being typed at the start of the main game. Miles, who this is being sent to, has it in his document folder when he first arrives at Mount Massive. You don't know me, have to make this quick. They might be monitoring. I did 2 weeks of software consult at Murkoff Psychiatric Systems facilities in Mount Massive. All sorts of NDAs I'm very much breaking right now, but seriously, fuck those guys. Terrible things happening there. Don't understand it. Don't believe half the things I saw. Doctors talking about dream therapy going too deep, finding something that had been waiting for them in the mountain. People are being hurt, and Murkoff is making money. It needs to be exposed.
They've paged for you 3 times already. There's something urgent at the engine. What are you doing in here anyway? I thought you were just a software guy.
Hey, hold on, Machiavelli. That's all he is, just a software guy.
Wayland Park, employee 1466. Report to morphogenic engine monitoring.
190? Parts per million, yeah, but those are precursors to precursors. I'm worried about losing anti-apoptosis.
190 isn't bad. The doctor was predicting assembly by 150.
We're not being given enough information to trust Reneke's predictions.
He's been right so far.
I just want to know we're inventing something other than shiny new cancers.
You're Wayland Park, aren't you? Why weren't you answering the page? I'll tell them you're incoming.
Out to the lake.
That sounds all right.
I didn't think I'd miss her this much. As the patients start to realize they haven't seen a woman or a child in... shit, years now, right?
How long's it been since you've seen Jane?
3 weeks now?
That's nothing.
You're serious?
Sure.
You got a girlfriend or somebody?
I'm married.
How long since you've seen her?
Honestly, I'm not even sure.
Christ, Wayland, hurry up. They're waiting on you.
They're cutting it close. Next patient's coming up. Window spin, still dark. He needs you at the front terminal. What's the time code?
Yesterday, we got one at 2105.
Log. First 2 is guided 3. Classified as childhood sexual with reptile.
Childhood sexual reptile.
What it says.
Let's know. Keep the pattern secret.
Thinking stress reactions gonna get us more cytokines?
I'm trying to think of anything but kids screwing out here.
Or secret.
Ah, for fuck's sake. They've got Gluskin out of his cell. Page him again. We need this Park guy in here now. Tell him he's got 15 seconds to keep his job. Christ. Park, finally. Where have you been? Functional imaging interface isn't talking to the ASL. We got a patient 30 seconds out and we're blind inside his head.
I can call into the chamber and ask them to delay.
No, I don't need another performance evaluation. Mr. Park here is gonna have us up and running before we even know it. Right, Mr. Park? Are we happy, Mr. Park?
Steve? fMRI is still dark.
You're doubting our friend, Mr. Wayland Park? Which I consider more than unkind to his programming skill and considerable dedication to the Murkoff Corporation. Fuck me, they're bringing him in.
No! No, not again! No, no! Help! Help me! Help me! They're gonna rape me! Ray! Ray! Help me! Don't let them do this! Don't let them! You! I know you can stop this! You have to help me! You have
Hey, calm yourself. This is a high security...
It's all right, Agent. Mr. Park was just surprised. I'm sure he's still calm and eager to finish his work. Take your seat. Quickly, Mr. Park. Head will need to roll if the fusion monitoring is not active when we put him in the engine. 5 seconds. 4. 3.
Arterial spin labeling is back online.
Good.
Positioning imaging planes.
You're finished, Mr. Wayland Park. You can leave. Don't expect anything but honesty in my review of your performance.
Sure, hold on.
What are these
categorical data. But what's the time code?
You're done here, Mr. Park. Thank you.
You
and
need to exit the
goodbye.
room, sir.
Somebody's been telling stories outside of class.
On the floor! Down! Hands where I can see them!
Mr. Wayland Park, consulting contract 8208. Software engineer with a level 3 security clearance. Graduated cum laude from Berkeley, but still somehow not smart enough to realize that the last thing a fly ought to do in a spider's web is wiggle. Somehow dumb enough to think that a borrowed laptop, onion router, and firewall patch would be enough to fool the world's leading supplier of biometric security. Stupid, Mr. Park. More than stupid. In fact, that was crazy. I'm afraid we're going to have you committed. Mr. Park, will you willingly submit to forced confinement? Did you hear that, Agent?
He said yes, Mr. Blair.
Great. Oh, and did I just hear Mr. Wayland Park volunteer for the morphogenic engine program?
That's what I heard, Mr. Blair.
That was brave indeed, Wayland. The Murkoff Corporation and the onward march of science both appreciate your bravery and sacrifice. Maybe you could administer Mr. Park here a light anesthetic.
Gladly.
Wallflower, pretty flower, fucking. I'll open you up. Open you up and show you. You wait right there. Come to join our therapy session. Here, take the blade. Dig around in our friend here. Get a little red on your hands. It's always healthy to express yourself. You keep it bottled up too long and you might do something you regret. You're one of those. Too good for the likes of us. Think you're different? Something special? There are no observers here. Now, get the fuck out of here before I change my mind.
We need help now. If we get them on the radio, the National Guard could be here, but then...
We don't even know the radio works.
It's shortwave. If the prison's got electricity, they've got signal, and the lights are on.
Murkoff has it under control.
Yeah, I noticed. We need to get to that radio.
Outside help doesn't come without outside attention. You want responsibility for every legally shaky thing you did on the Murkoff Company payroll? I know I don't.
It's too late to worry about that. This just has to stop.
You're scared. You're not thinking straight. Let me make something clear. You try to radio outside for help. I'm gonna give you a whole new something to be scared of.
Are you threatening me?
Yes.
I love it.
Hello again, Shaky. Welcome back.
I think it's safe. Can you climb up? I'm coming, Cooper! I just have to lock the... There. I'm coming! Hold on!
told you it was over there. Keep moving, Graham.
Mine! You were mine!
away! This is my place. You're gonna get me killed? Fuck off!
Israel Putnam, don't be so rude. Don't tell me to fuck off. Come on. You're acting like Chesaday. Hey there, Crooked. Hey there, Levy. Greetings from Leverdiles. Hello there, Leverdiles. Welcome on in. I am, yeah. Yeah, weekend's going well. How about yourself? I hope you're both having a good weekend. I had to cancel the Tomb Raider playthrough I was doing earlier because there was bitrate issues with the stream. I'm streaming from the PlayStation 5 with 1080p 60 FPS, yet the Tomb Raider game was looking very, very bad. And it's the PS4 version that I was playing. There's no upgrade of the PS5 version of it. So that was fun, but because it wasn't a planned playthrough anyway, I just cancelled that and then played through Outlast. And that was good, but at the end of the game, it got stuck on a loading screen after I finished the game, so I had to close the game down, which meant ending the stream. Originally, I was going to do this DLC in the one stream with the main game, but fate had other plans, it seemed. So this VOD will be pretty short, because this DLC isn't that long. Especially if you have played it before and you know where you're going and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's been going good though. I really do like the Outlast games a lot. Haven't played the latest one, which is Trials, but Outlast 1 and 2 and this DLC for 1 I really like a lot. That's right, James. Yeah, exactly. Warner Brothers game crashed during boss fights, so you kind of burn out, going to take a break and eat something. I don't blame you. That's for sure, James. I hope that you can enjoy the food and that you have a good break. Sheila, the first time you played this DLC, the dude you run from really freaked you out. It was so fun. Oh, yeah. And then you got, like, Eddie Gluskin and what you have to go through with him. It's just like, oh. From, from the frying pan into the fire. Crooked, oh yeah, the Twitch bitrate limit often leads to 1080p 60 FPS to look pixelated when there's a lot of movement, and if the bitrate is set any lower than the limit, it becomes infinitely more noticeable. So maybe when I actually stream the game next time, does the FPS have any difference on it? Like if I was to switch it to 1080p 30 FPS, would that actually improve it maybe? But that's a good point though about the bitrate, because if I stream it at 720 just for that game, then hopefully the bitrate will be, a lot better as well. James, yeah, sure. Going to make a quick call in the meantime, warm your food, and stick here for a time being. Excellent, James. That sounds like a great plan. That's for sure. Really hope you enjoy your food, and thank you for leaving the lurk too. I am Crooked, yeah. This DLC is great, like the way that it interweaves with the main game, because basically within the same 24-hour period, we're playing as two different characters across the main game and the DLC. For example, in the main game, there's a part where this writing has been written in blood to tell you to go down the drain, and this patient is like, down the drain, go down the drain. In this DLC, we actually come across the priest, quote-unquote the priest, who actually writes the blood message before the other character gets to it in the main game. So interweaves in that kind of way. It would definitely make it less pixelated. It doesn't make it look double as good with half the FPS, but it would still be noticeable. Yeah. That's a tricky thing, because for a long time on PlayStation I was streaming in 720p. And then it was only in the past probably month or so that I changed it to 1080p. But now when I play games like that, especially PS4 ones, but the thing about that game too is it was also designed for the console gen that was on its way out when it first came out. So it was for the Xbox 360, PS3, and PS4, and Xbox One as well. Then the version I was, streaming and what I've always streamed since starting, PlayStation streaming was the PS4 version, and there's no PS5 upgraded version, unfortunately. And that goes for the other two games in the trilogy as well. But I don't remember having the same issue with the two sequels as well. But yeah, it's just so annoying, But it's good that I found out, doing like a playthrough that wasn't scheduled, because then I know to keep that in mind when planning my annual series run. James, hope it's not some fucked up mechanic that you need to kill the boss before he crashed the game or something. If so, that is stupid as fuck. Oh, that would be. Oh yeah, James, that's the thing too. Hopefully not. Crooked. Hopefully Twitch will set the bit rates a bit higher eventually. Oh yeah, hopefully so. Like with the Xbox when I was streaming from that, I did have to do some changes with the bit rate because you could actually do that. But with the PlayStation though, they don't give you the option to go into any settings to mess with your bit rate as well. So it's just like ugh. James, I hate when you warm your food in a microwave. Sometimes it decides to put lava inside instead of food, melting your mouth in the process. Oh, yeah. Especially, too, if you're really, really hungry and you want to just get into the food. You have to wait a bit because it's just way too hot. I guess this game is called Basket Gore. James, by the way, Peeps now big sales on Steam, and Ghostwire Tokyo is on sale for €14 instead of 60 plus. Oh hell, that's definitely a big reduction. So you already bought, and we're doing the first mission. It's fucking awesome. Having a blast. The mechanics are solid, and the story seems awesome so far. Well, that is cool. Because yeah, I've only seen bits and pieces of that game. I never have actually played it myself. But it seemed like an interesting concept, and I don't know if it's true. I can't remember if it's true or not, but the rumor was, or I heard, that it initially began as Evil Within 3, but ultimately they went a whole different direction and it became its own, new thing. And AC Valhalla, €12. Shit, wish you could afford most of the games on sale. Oh yeah, it can be like that sometimes. It's just like, oh yeah, that'd be cool to be able to get all these. Oops. James, well now the studio's no more, so I guess no more Evil Within games for us. Yeah, I mean...
They'll tell you it's science, but it's not. They were waiting for us in this place. Billy understood. They've always been here.
That's right, Clay Kazmarek's father. They've always been here. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen with the IP, if it will be bought out or redone or whatnot, but I don't know. A part of me would like to see Evil Within 3, but a part of me is like, nah. Because you never know. Even if they do a 3, it might be terrible. Especially this far since the sequel. I mean, the first game was 10 years ago. The sequel was, less than that, but still longer than 2 years ago. By a long shot, so. Sometimes really long times between games can be detrimental. But then you get different situations too, like Red Dead Redemption 1 and then Red Dead Redemption 2 being 8 years apart. Definitely was not a case of, the 8-year later game is terrible, So it can be done really well when you have a large gap between releases for games in the same series. Lizzie, you've been starving for the last 4 hours, so now clenching your need for food. Well, I mean, don't starve yourself. Like, I would definitely go and eat something if you really need to.
Couldn't just keep your mouth shut. Couldn't just play along. Now. Do me a favor and die here, Park.
They will destroy us. The doctor told me once that if you're a caveman, our technology, you would think it was magic. And if you're modern and magic, you think it was technology.
I really like that quote. The doctor told me once that if you showed a caveman our technology, he would think it was magic. And that if you showed modern man magic, he would think it was technology. Now that quote is something that when I talk about the Assassin's Creed series and the Isu and how from one perspective it could be seen that they're using magic, but from another perspective it's technology. It's the same thing. The Isu, to someone who is in a time period that is, very primitive, they would look at their technology and think it was magic. But someone from modern times, if you showed them what the Isu could do, they would know, or they would think it was technology. In the case of the Isu in the Assassin's Creed series, it is technology. It's not up to debate whether it's technology or not. It's actually technology. But yeah, this quote from Outlast, this is also in the main game as well, this quote. It's not just in this DLC. You also hear a character say that as well in the main game. But yeah, that kind of concept as well, it's all about perspective. And yeah, if someone from the past was shown our technology today, they might think it's some kind of magic that we're using. But we would know it as technology. I just realized as well that I attributed your comment, James, to Lizzie, and I just didn't see Lizzie's message until after. So Lizzie, you said, I'm so freaking hungry, but it's 5 a.m. And then James, you said, Lizzie, you've been starving since for the last 4 hours, and now clenching your need for food. There we go. Now I've got the timeline and who said what first. But I don't blame you, Lizzie, But, I mean, I guess you could look at it that it's almost breakfast time, because it's almost 6 a.m., and some people consider 6 a.m. to be breakfast time. Shaky, what even is this game about? You're so confused. I don't blame you, Shaky. There's definitely a lot going on in it. On the basic level, there's this company, and they're doing all these weird experiments on patients, and they're kind of like Abstergo in Assassin's Creed, or like Umbrella in the Resident Evil franchise. In the main game, you play a reporter who has been given an email from a whistleblower talking about what's been going on at this particular asylum. And in the main game, you go there as this person. Whereas in the DLC, you actually played the person who sent them the email as well. So that's just the basics of it. But to go beyond that, it's stuff about experimenting with fear and dreams, how fear itself can be used to power this engine that they've created called the morphogenic engine, and all that kind of stuff. It's also about mind control and, all that kind of stuff as well. James, yeah, sometimes the second you need to survive. Exactly. You're meant to say sometimes the second game is better after like a few years, but sometimes it's totally shit like Duke Nukem. Oh yeah, with Duke Nukem Forever. It took so much time that the new release on an old engine couldn't compete with new games on a new engine. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of criticisms towards that game. Oh, that's okay, Shaky. That's no trouble at all. Yeah, so there's quite a lot of stuff going on. But reading like the documents, gives you some extra information and all that kind of stuff. Like, for example, there's a document about an experiment where these two women, one was given a gun, even though they normally are completely and utterly against guns. After hypnosis, they gave this woman a gun that wasn't loaded, but they told her to shoot this other woman. And the person who had the gun just went and pulled the trigger. But after the hypnosis had ended, and they came to, they had no memory of picking up the gun at all, So there's also documents that talk about different experiments that were done on the people and all this kind of stuff.
Another poor soul. Don't be afraid, you're doing his work, whether you know it or not.
And here we go. This is the quote-unquote priest. He's not really a priest. He thinks he is. And this is the example I was talking about earlier, where in the main game we come across this message when it's already been written. But in the DLC, which takes place in between certain events in the main game and all that kind of stuff, we actually see that it's quote-unquote Father Martin, actually the one who did the message in the first place.
Oh God, one of them's coming. It's not even human anymore. Block it. Shut it in.
Lizzie, you plan on asking your mother to grab you food from the store, thankfully later today? Definitely sounds like a plan. James, sounds like a plan, Lizzie. Or you can ask Mom to make you a burrito. Well, that's like real life, when people thinks that they're a priest, but in the end, most people just think that people are interested in what they're saying. Dude, what shit-ass batteries are these? Yeah, the battery in your camera that can sustain 38 hours of recording. Yeah, these must be the really, really shoddy, cheap batteries that were actually used so many hours before we actually picked them up, that by the time we use them, they've got so little charge left that they feel like they're, only lasting for 10 minutes, if that. James, like, just kidding. You know it's meant to be pressuring, but come on. Like, use some Little Iron 2500 or something. Oh, yeah. Let me show you something. James, unless he's using some kind of crane camera, those beasts burning through energy like a river. Yeah. James, but those cameras weigh like 90 kilograms or something, so yeah. There's something that's like, you know, really, really, really damn heavy. It's alright, Waylon. Just walk it off.
Don't need any sisters. Maybe some girls that ain't blood.
You ain't old enough to be worrying about it.
We have worse problems.
Grow some hair on your head, Timmy. Then we can talk about good.
James, but the picture quality is awesome. Yeah. Yeah, this game is set in 2013, so the advanced, well, you know, how far technology was advanced up into that point is probably around that. James, okay, fractured rib, concussion, maybe broken leg or arm, internal bleeding, and of course shortness of breath because fell on his back. Oh yeah, exactly. But I mean, these things can be fixed just by getting up and brushing yourself off, though. I mean, you know, clearly that's what you just do. Broken arm, it's alright. Just shake your arm a bit. It'll put itself back together again. Imagine if that was all you had to do.
If we did, he could be our god.
What in creation you talking about?
He just likes to hear himself talk. We need a goat.
There's reason here.
To bear our guilt, our gender, a small piece of flesh.
It
For the groom.
It definitely would be, James. Like, broken leg even. Just shake it off. Good as new.
If they catch us, you'll give us to him. The man downstairs. The man. Very bad. Very, very bad. God. Oh, God.
was an idiot, Talia. Shit on my loins. There he is! What do you think? Oh, he'll do. For once, we agree.
And that whole time, those three voices were coming from the same person.
He got away! The groom will have us! Shut up! We'll find... Kill the rats! With your eyes, keep them peeled. We could give him other flesh, and he spares ours. Fucking idiot. He delivered his own self to Gluskin's hell.
Damn idiot. Damn idiot. You're a damn idiot. He sent himself to Gluskin's hell. Imagine hearing that in the middle of the night when you're trying to sleep. Right in your ear. Now that would be fucking freaky. Now Gluskin, you know, he's got an interesting taste in music, but that's the least of your worries if you don't like his music. Not very, you know, artistic at all. But Eddie Gluskin would see that as, you know, perfect art.
Darn. Did I frighten you? I'm awfully sorry, I didn't mean to. We've met before. I know I've seen your face. Maybe just before I woke up. Though it seems like a dream now, even with you. Let me see. You don't have to be alone anymore. You could make me whole. I could fill that emptiness inside you.
Oh my god, game, seriously? The door was... Come on. What? You... It looked like that was completely out of the doorway to me. But okay, game, whatever. Fair enough. What, it was 1 pixel off? Like, was the final layer of paint on the fucking thing in front of the door to prevent it from being fucking opened, was it? Huh? Like, how bullshit was that? If I was playing this on insane mode, that would have been really fucking annoying, because on insane mode, you can't, there's no checkpoints or saves, so you have to start the thing all over from the start again.
Rather die than be with me. Than die. Lunatics. Why did I trust you? You're not what you're meant to be. Smell of my love's arbor. Darling, can't hide from me. You make yourself a gift for me. A delicacy to be unwrapped and unwrapped again and savored. Here we go. I've been a little vulgar. And I want to say I'm sorry. I just... You know how a man gets what he wants to know. But after the ceremony, I've made an honest woman of you. I promise. I'll be a different man. I want a family, a legacy, to be the father I never had. I'll never let anything happen to our children. Not like... I know you must be as eager as I am to consummate our love. But try to enjoy the anticipation. Here, darling. This will help you relax.
I'll just use this segue to catch up on chat. Dr. Darling casually taking a knife out of the leg, wondering if Ethan Winters can take more punishment than this guy. Yeah. I mean, it's not just that too, like all the stuff that's happened to him so far before getting to that point where he's had the knife in the leg and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I guess Ethan can probably take more punishment considering, you know, the spoiler about him. Hey Metallica, welcome. I've been really good. Things have been going good. How about yourself? It's good to see you in chat again. Just doing a stream of this DLC for Outlast. We're at a point in the story where, unfortunately, the Eddie Gluskin character that knocked our character out, Wayland Park, he's got a few different ideas on marriage and, things like that. A pretty, skewed sort of like thing, to say the very least. But yeah, this part of the DLC is just, it's so brutal as well, what gets done. And I don't know whether I would consider him or Traeger in the main game, who's another sort of like, quote unquote tyrant that you need to deal with. But this Eddie Gluskin, he's definitely very, very, very creepy and freaky, especially what he does to people as well. But I really hope you've been going good, Metallica. It's good to see you in chat again.
Darling, I need you to try to bleed less. I know the fair sex often endure the same wounds with more suffering, but you really need to make an effort. No, I'm so sorry, darling. Love isn't for everybody. Hold still now, darling. All these unsightly hairs. Oh, silky smooth, like a little girl again. Now the more delicate bits.
No! No, don't! Please! Oh, God!
You've given up. You're ugly. You've given up. You're not even worth stringing up.
Oh, God.
Please. You have amazing bone structure. Such soft skin. You're going to be beautiful. A woman has to suffer some things. It's not pleasant, I know. But just try to endure. For my sake. For the sake of our children. It won't take long. A few snips at the flesh here and here. Cut away everything vulgar. A soft place to welcome my seed. To grow our family. The incision will hurt. And the conception. And birthing is never easy. I'll make the cut fast. Just close your eyes and think.
Get back here! the rest of these ungrateful sluts!
Shaky, yeah, you're creepy and freaky. Finally, a relatable game. This guy seems nice. Oh yeah, he's very friendly, and he always likes to make sure that his guests are very, very comfortable. I mean, he even has things for you to lie on. You know, like, yeah. Metallica, you've been working a lot, and you got yourself a wonderful woman. You're saving up for a ring right now, and you'll be buying and moving into a house next summer. You have your eye on this house with 10 acres. You're excited for it, and you can't believe you'll actually be getting married within the year. That is really cool. That's great that you've met someone and that you both get along, you know, really well, and that you want to get married. And that's a good goal too, as well. You know, to have a house to move into, and I hope that you're able to get that and that you enjoy it as well. And yeah, it won't take long for that, you know, that time period to actually go. You know, time just can fly so fast as well. But that's great news, Metallica. That's awesome. Metallica, you never thought you would see me play Outlast, your favorite horror game series of all time. Oh yeah, Metallica. Yeah, I really do like the Outlast games. The only one I haven't played yet is Trials, but I really do like Outlast 1 and 2, and this DLC as well. I've played it quite a few times and streamed it as well. I did a playthrough of the main game without the camera. I wasn't allowed to use the camera at all. And same with Outlast 2 as well. But I haven't done that with this DLC, Whistleblower, but I would like to in the future. And last year, to celebrate the game's 10th anniversary, I did multiple different playthroughs doing different things. One of which was to play it on the hardest mode for the first time. I hadn't done it before. So no saves, no checkpoints. You die at any point, even right at the end, boom, you have to start the whole game from the start again. So that was interesting. It took quite a few attempts, but I got there in the end. And I'd like to do the same thing with this DLC as well as Outlast 2 at some point. But yeah, this game series is really cool. There's a lot of great, you know, bits of documents and all that kind of stuff going on too. Plus, as a fan of Assassin's Creed, it's cool to hear all these actors who have been in the Assassin's Creed series actually play characters in the Outlast games as well. Trials isn't story-based like these ones. It's an online multiplayer game. Yeah, that's what I was thinking before it came out was, you know, how much story would there actually be in it? You know, would it just be simply online multiplayer, no story, just basically, here, these characters are in a location, boom, have at it. Hopefully, though, they will do an actual Outlast 3. I mean, technically, obviously, Trials is Outlast 3, but they can still do an Outlast 3 and call it that. Because, as I understand it, Trials is a prequel set in the 60s, I think it was. I don't blame you, Metallica. Yeah, you know, like Red Barrels with Outlast 1 and 2, they really showed how they can do great first-person horror games with narrative. Feels like a step down in some ways.
One more. I tried, and I tried. You all betrayed me. You can hang like the rest of them. Heavier than you look. If this is you on the honeymoon, I hate to imagine our anniversary. Hold still. God damn it, what are you? Oh, damn it, darling. No, you need to behave. You could have been beautiful.
He's done now. Metallica, you should look up in the gym. Now, how about you come hang out with your ex-wives? You want a divorce, lol. Consider this a divorce. Shaky, nice time to take some pictures for Pinterest. Here we go. We can see where things were set on fire. Metallica, the makers of Outlast, really knew how to make a game. It has all the right stuff. This is true. Oh yeah. This game, when I first saw it being played, I actually watched a playthrough all the way through. And it was one of those situations where even though I had, and I knew everything that was going to happen, when I finally played it myself, I still absolutely enjoyed it. And also there was documents and stuff that the person I watched didn't actually read. So that meant that when I played it and was reading the documents, I did have something that I hadn't experienced from it to actually experience. But I still enjoyed the story a lot in playing the game, even though I already knew what was going to happen.
You want to check his pulse?
Let's just say he's dead.
Yeah. What kind of sick fuck would do this to somebody? He even took his damn pants.
Tell you one thing. I've seen more than enough dick and balls tonight to last me a lifetime.
And not all of them attached to a man. Let's wrap this up and get back to the truck.
Amen.
Traeger! Traeger! He's coming for you! He's coming now!
I really like how this DLC ends. In the main game, you have Miles turning up at the asylum when it's night, pitch black, in his Jeep, driving to the front gate. And then in the DLC, you have Waylon coming out of the asylum when it's daytime and driving Miles's Jeep out of the asylum.
Copy that. Incoming. We're coming. Hold on.
Metallica, with Outlast 1, Piggy dude, you learned to love him even though he wanted to rip your head off your body. It was sad to see him die. That was the interesting thing about Chris Walker, especially if you find out about his backstory and all that kind of stuff. And in many ways, even though he was trying to kill you, he was also indirectly trying to save you as well, because the idea of him being obsessed with breaches of security and wanting to contain things and all that kind of stuff, as part of that procedure, not only is he obsessed with making sure that you are dealt with, he's also trying to make sure that the Wall Rider is contained and kept in the asylum and doesn't get loose. Unfortunately, obviously, he doesn't succeed, but it does put a different perspective on him. Let me explain something to you. I'm not Mr. Lebowski. You are Mr. Lebowski. I'm the dude. So that's what you call me. You know that, or his dudeness, or Duda, or El Duderino, if you're not into the whole brevity thing. Thank you, Dr. Darling, for redeeming that. From the big Lebowski. Metallica, the one good thing of him is he is a military man. The sad thing, the PTSD got the best of him. That is true. Yeah, you know, like, he had a lot going on and all that kind of stuff, and the experiments that they did on him when they put him into the asylum definitely didn't help. You know, it would just take something that was bad enough on its own, but then added extra layers on top to make it even worse. And now, forgetting all the pain, the knife through his foot and everything, he can now just run full pelt. It's a shame that I had to close my game down after finishing the main game, because it would have been nice to do the DLC in the same stream so that you could all see it unfold in one session and see the beginning of the whole story and the ending of the story, with one character going into the asylum and then at the end the other character coming out of it.
Park. How the fuck are you still alive? Let's make a deal. You help me, I'll help you. God, I'm stuck like a pig. Help me up.
No one can know. No one.
same here, Metallica. They did it well. The interweaving, seeing things that hadn't been fully completed yet, like the message that Father Martin was writing in the DLC, and then of course in the main game, having seen the message already written and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Metallica it is Miles, Wallrider. We'll see in a moment. You can make out that it's his body.
You press that button. There's no going back, Mr. Park. There's enough hard evidence in that video file to make a world of shit for our friends at Murkoff. You got out of Mount Massive alive, and we've done everything in our power to cover your tracks. But our enemies are twitching and malicious corporate paranoics with resources you're too moral to imagine. You won't be the only target. Anyone you care about, your wife, your child, they'll do nothing to Murkoff but ways to hurt you. I need you to understand the bridge you're crossing here. You will do irrevocable damage to the company. You might even get close to something like justice. But once you click upload, your life is over. Everyone you love is fucked. But it's the right thing to do. Is hurting Murkoff worth that much to you?
Metallica, what do you think Miles was trying to do at the end there? It's been a long time since I watched a video talking about the comics, because there's some comics as well that detail some things between Outlast 1 and 2. But without being able to remember what was said in those and stuff, I probably might definitely be wrong in what I'm about to say, but I don't think this is the case, but it possibly could be that he wants to get revenge against Murkoff, which is why he doesn't kill Waylon there. Because you got to remember too, like he you know received the email from Waylon in the first place about what was going on. So I definitely feel like some part of him knows that he is actually, you know, the guy that he sent the email to. So there's probably still some, you know, aspect of Miles within the Wallrider. Whereas the other dude who was the Wallrider before didn't have any such connection with Waylon. Which would understand why, you know, he's trying to kill both Miles and Waylon. Whereas once Miles becomes the Wallrider, he's not out to kill or to hurt Waylon anymore, because otherwise at the end there he would have just obliterated him as well, you know. But because he wants to see some kind of justice, or some part of him is still aware enough of all that, he wants Waylon to survive and to escape, so he can at least have some kind of closure or something like that. But I think from what I remember, in the comics there's something about some kind of like element of him and what he's doing and stuff. He's visiting people. So I don't know. It's been a long time since I watched a video that was talking about the comic stuff. I don't read comics myself, so I don't know from my own reading about that kind of stuff. But if I had to guess, I would say that he wanted to make sure that Wayland survived, so that at least someone made it out of there to be able to, tell the media what had happened. So it's not going to get stuck on the loading screen at the end of the DLC like it did for the main game earlier. Well, there we go. Alrighty then, so that is the end of the overall playthrough, which was Outlast, the main game, and also this DLC as well. And that means that this is the end of my stream day for Sunday. And next Saturday, I'll be jumping back into Splinter Cell. I wanted to take a stream weekend off, completely not streaming at all. But when Saturday came around, I was like, you know what, I actually feel like streaming. So I did a playthrough of House of Ashes yesterday. And then today I was like, you know what, I still feel like streaming. So I decided to do Outlast. Well, I decided to do Tomb Raider first, but that fell through. So then I jumped to Outlast as well. But yeah, next Saturday I'll be returning to Splinter Cell to continue my playthrough, the stealth challenge run that I've been doing. But Monday will be the next stream, and that will be Assassin's Creed Origins, continuing my playthrough Monday through to Friday for that. Metallica, what game are you playing next? So it'll be my Monday to Friday game, which at the moment is Assassin's Creed. I've been doing my marathon for the past couple of months, and we're up to Origins now. And including Origins, there's 4 games that I got left to get through as well. So yeah, Monday to Friday will be Assassin's Creed, and playing through Assassin's Creed Origins as well. But yeah, Dr. Darling quickly because PlayStation decides to cut the stream again. Before, not because. Yeah. Well, you don't know sometimes with the PlayStation, especially when you're streaming as well. Metallica, you mean to take place of Outlast? Yeah, so this wasn't actually planned. So weekends has been Splinter Cell for the past couple of weekends, except for this weekend, because I wanted to take a stream break. Ended up actually streaming because I felt like streaming when it came around to Saturday and Sunday, but I didn't want to jump back into Splinter Cell because it's a very intensive playthrough challenge. If I get fully detected in that game, I have to restart the mission from the start. And sometimes that's an hour loss of progress that I have to redo again and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, next weekend I'll be getting back to what I have been doing for the past couple of weekends, which is Splinter Cell. And then Monday through to Friday will be Assassin's Creed. We're going to go and raid out to Shillerlock, who's playing Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Just want to thank everyone for watching this. I really appreciate it. Metallica, Splinter Cell is an amazing game. You want to play them again? I don't blame you at all. It really, really is a great series overall. I really like it a lot. Before I go though, just want to give some shout outs. Would like to highly recommend people check out the following streamers: Lucinda, who's doing her first ever playthrough of Control, Crocodiles, who's been doing some Trials Rising. He's also been doing a playthrough of Ancestors: The Humankind Odyssey, which he finished recently, and that's part of an overall series where he's doing different games across different franchises and playing them in the order in which they take place in. So Ancestors takes place millions and millions of years ago, so he's played that one first. And he'll be doing quite a number of different games in different franchises and genres, but doing them in timeline order. Mr. Gote is also a streamer to highly recommend. He's playing games like Banishers, Ghosts of New Eden. He's also a big fan of the Outlast series, and he also is a fan of the game Elden Ring. Shaky Johnson is also definitely recommended. He's playing WWE SmackDown, Here Comes the Pain. And definitely highly recommend checking out AC, who's been doing some Left 4 Dead. So there are definitely some great streamers to check out, if you haven't before. Oh yes, Senny, there's no worries at all for the shout out. I hope you have a great rest of your Sunday as well. Hope you and Levy enjoy the rest of your weekend. And thank you, dude. I definitely will have a good rest of my Sunday. Gonna raid out to Schiller and see him play some Black Flag, and then I'll be able to check out Lucinda later playing some more Control and stuff. But thank you so much for being here too, Crooked. I really do appreciate it, dude. So, what was the game that you're going to replace Ancestors with? I can't remember if you mentioned if it was going to be another game in the historical order run, or if it was going to be just a separate game entirely. Sounds like a plan. Oh man, that video with Jack in place of Arthur, and Arthur in place of Micah at the end there. You talked. It's funny when Jack is like, "All them years, Dutch, for this snake." It's like, Jack, what, 6 years worth of being existing versus Arthur's, 20 years of being loyal to Dutch. Are you going to play Far Cry Primal next, being set in 10,000 BC with no HUD, but had a test and was slightly overwhelmed as it's been over 4 years and you're only Far Cry. So thinking what kind of playthrough you wanted to be doing with it. Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, that definitely makes sense, though, to do the Far Cry Primal game as well. And to do without the HUD. Like, that's really cool. It really was crooked, But they could have easily just, had the voices not change. I think it still would have been funny, but it wouldn't have been as funny as it was to actually still have them with their actual voices, but obviously saying very different dialogue to what they had been, had recorded and stuff. Here's a general raid message that people can feel free to copy and paste. I'll also put one that is for subscribers to use as well. Crooked definitely took it to the next level. It really, really did. It was such a crack up. It'd be so funny if they did more videos, of that. It'd be so funny to see Jack and in Arthur's spot in other missions where Micah is also present, so you could have Arthur as Micah again. Hey there, Sage. Welcome. Always get here at the worst time. Finished Valhalla and AC3. Oh, you did? Oh, GG, Sage. That's great. That's good to hear that you finished those. But yeah, stream day is over now. Got through the main game and also the DLC for this. And but yeah, thank you so much for joining though. Now you're like, Rod, all you got is Origins. Excellent. Origins. Such a great game, that one. It really, really is. I hope you enjoy that. It's such a great game. I really love Origins a lot. And yeah, that'll be the next stream you'll see for me actually will be Assassin's Creed Origins. So if you see me streaming that, it's become Monday here in Australia. Thanks again everyone for watching. Muchly appreciated. Catch you next time. Have a good one.